Alright, g'day. Is the thing on? Is this thing on? Oh, yeah, okay, it's on. Alright, don't know if it's in focus or not. Alright, I'm back into my songwriting tip stuff again. I just passed my 10th month playing the drums. I did a victory drum solo, so you can watch that on the channel if you want to see how I did on that. I thought it was good, but I'm sure I'll look back on it in a couple of years, 5 years, say, oh man, I couldn't play at all. Actually, it's all about having fun. But today's video is about being a multi instrumentalist for songwriting, how much it helps, because it is really hard to get people together in this day and age. Number one, it's just hard to get people out of their houses, right? And number two, it's people's work schedules. Like in the 90s, for example, in the early 90s, when I was a young man and just starting the workforce, most things were closed on Sunday, right? So most people could get together on a Sunday because almost nobody was working on a Sunday. Now it's a 24/7. You're working all the time. Well, at least over here in North America, Europe might be a little bit different. In some European countries, everything shuts down at 5 o'clock, and maybe that's a better way of living. I don't know. I think so. Right. So the thing is that by becoming a multi instrumentalist, it does take time. So the younger you are catching on to this idea, the better. The problem is a lot of guys end up buying a guitar because they want to be the guitar player. They don't want to play the bass because the bass is boring and the drums are too loud. Can't have them in the house. Blah blah blah. You drive everybody nuts. You're gonna get evicted. I get all those arguments too. But the bass isn't boring, and the drums, yes, they are loud, but there's ways around that. There's ways around that, right? So there's a solution to each problem. But the thing is that you never have to worry about if you're recording. It only makes sense to be able to play every instrument. The problem is getting up to speed on every instrument. So I'm 10 months in on the drums right now. The bass I've played off and on over the years, but I've got about 2 years with this bass that I've actually owned it. And guitars I've been playing for 46 years. So the guitar thing I'm okay with. It doesn't mean I can't learn more. I'm always trying to learn more. You should always try to learn more. But I'm also, do my own vocals, everything like that. So I'm a band in a box, right? And it allows me to create songs. Now, does it mean I'm going to be creating the best songs ever? Probably not. But doesn't mean I'm going to be creating bad songs either. You know what I mean. The idea is that if you can put songs together that are pretty good, okay, maybe it's not the best bass lines you've ever heard because the guitar is really good, the vocals are okay, and the bass lines, it's okay, and the drums are okay. They got by. You know what I mean? People listen to the whole production of it and say, well, maybe, okay, yeah, his bass playing kind of sucks. His drumming, he's not even there yet. The vocals are okay. We could use him for the backing vocals, but his guitar work is stellar, right? Or the other way around. I know a guy, he's a bass player first. So his bass lines are excellent. His guitar work is, yeah, it's okay. His drum work is, yeah, it's okay, right? But the thing is he can showcase his bass playing with a complete song, and that probably goes further than just sitting there to say, hey, look at me. You know what I mean? I can play this instrument, and hey, look at me. Um, like the only thing you can really do by yourself when you're a drummer is drum solos or just sit there jiving on a beat, whatever. It's not really an instrument that you sit there and play and sing to. You know what I mean? I mean, it's been done. There's unique people that can do interesting things, but in general, without the band, the drums just sitting there playing the drums. You know what I mean? The bass is kind of the same. You don't see too many people doing a gig with just a bass. Now, I'm the type of guy who would do that, where I would do a show with either just drums or just bass, just to see if I could pull it off. I'm one of those people that if you can make an instrument stand on its own, uh, it's the ultimate test of musicality of your playing, right? So yeah, there's that. But yeah, becoming a multi instrumentalist is probably the best songwriting tool you could ever get. And I just thought like some people probably think that way already. But like if you're just the songwriter with just the acoustic guitar, maybe go next time you go into a music store, dabble on the bass. Price out some cheaper drums than these ones. I mean, these ones are pretty expensive. They're not the most expensive, but they're expensive enough that like these aren't beginner level drums. But I don't know. This might be the only drum kit I ever get in my lifetime. It's all based on money, but once, it's 3 months from being paid off. So there's that too. Uh, I'm going to be adding things to it like cymbals and stuff like that. Basses, I'm going to obviously be upgrading basses. This is just a beginner bass, but it's a 5 string, right? You don't have to get a 5 string. You can get a 4 string. If you want to get the 6 string, get the 6 string. You know what I mean? World's your oyster. But get one, play around with it, and then when you do record, maybe, okay, you write a song, okay, and let's say you don't have any recording equipment whatsoever, but you wrote a really good song and you know how to play the guitar to it, you know how to sing to it, you know how to play the bass to it and the drums to it, and you know the song really, really well, go to the studio. You see what I mean? So anyway, I'll leave it at that. So these are just some ideas, just, for sake of conversation. There we go.